Apparently, Taylor Swift's love life is coming full circle in the most awkward way possible. Word on the street is that one of her famous exes, yep, Harry Styles, might show up at her wedding to Travis Kelce. Wild, right? Here's how it could happen. Zoë Kravitz, who's been dating Harry recently, is reportedly on the guest list, and since she's all chill Hollywood girl vibes, she might just bring him along as her plus one. But Taylor and Travis, not exactly thrilled about that idea. A source spilled that Zoe's not sweating it. She grew up around rock stars. It's not a big deal to her, they said. But Taylor, not quite the same energy. Sure, she said she doesn't mind Zoe dating her ex, but inviting Harry to her actual wedding? That's a whole different story. Let's not forget the history here. Taylor and Harry first crossed paths at the Kids' Choice Awards back in 2012, then made headlines with that iconic stroll through Central Park, only to crash and burn a month later when Harry was caught kissing someone else. Taylor jetted off early from their Caribbean getaway, and, well, style and Out of the Woods were born. Now fast forward a decade, and even though there's no open drama between them, they've both been supportive of each other's careers. Sources say there's history there. Translation, it's still a little weird. And Travis? He's all about moving forward, not back. He's kept his exes at arm's length and expects the same from Taylor. So yeah, if Harry Styles shows up at this wedding, we might be getting more than just romantic vows. We might be getting front row seats to the most polite Hollywood tension of the year. I mean, be honest, would you want your ex at your wedding? Me neither. But if you thought some exes couldn't stir up any more drama, in walks Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole, and she's got a few things to get off her own chest. After rumors started flying that Kayla might have inspired one of the tracks on Taylor's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, yeah, that one. She's finally opening up about what it's like being caught in the crossfire of Swiftie chaos. Kayla, who dated Travis on and off from 2017 to 2022, says being dragged into every convo about Taylor and Travis has been a lot. In an October 23rd chat, she didn't hold back. "It's so weird, I can't lie. It has definitely taken some getting used to," she said, admitting that the wave of attention since Taylor entered the picture hasn't exactly been sunshine and roses. "A lot of times, when I see the things written about me, to be honest, it comes off really dehumanizing."
Daily basis, terrified of my comments. I'm terrified of my DMs. I don't want to be triggered. I don't want to care. I don't want to look. But you're right. If you're going to talk shit and run your mouth, please do it so I can pay a bill around here.
And look, Kayla's no stranger to the media game. She's got a broadcast journalism degree from Pepperdine and worked as a reporter before moving into podcasting and reality TV. She gets why people write these stories, but that doesn't mean she's cool with it. "I know what it's like to be in that position where you need a headline," she said, "but I just wish my peers would remember there's a human on the other side of those words." The drama kicked into overdrive after Taylor dropped The Life of a Showgirl on October 3rd, with fans zeroing in on the song Opalite. Swifties think the lyrics, "You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone, you were in it for real, she was in her phone, and you were just a pose," are a not-so-subtle nod to a video of Travis complaining about Kayla being on her phone too much. Ouch.
Someone would pay me attention, I wouldn't have to go on social media.
Get off your phone.
I wouldn't have to get on social media and seek validation.
Still, Kayla's keeping it classy, but she's also drawing a line. "I get it," she said. "People are doing their jobs, but it shouldn't come at the cost of someone's mental health." And honestly, can we blame her? Between Taylor possibly singing about her, Travis gearing up for what might be the wedding of the decade, and even Harry Styles rumors swirling around that event, Kayla's just trying to live her life while the internet keeps adding her name to the love triangle turned hexagon. Because in the whirlwind that is Taylor's universe, nobody, not even the exes of the exes, stay out of the spotlight for long. Okay, enough about exes. Let's shift gears a little. When Jeff Rotsky walked into Arrowhead Stadium last December, it wasn't just another game day, it was a full-circle moment. The longtime high school coach wasn't there as a casual fan. He was there to see his former player, the one who used to dominate Friday nights back in Cleveland Heights, Travis Kelce. And of course, sitting up in the box seats that night was none other than Taylor Swift, cheering for her man as the Chiefs faced off against the Texans. Rotsky was about to meet her for the first time, and let's just say it was a moment. "She is the kindest young lady you've ever met," Rotsky had said. "Down to earth, treated us like gold." But the best part? Taylor's opening line. She goes, "I've been looking forward to meeting you. I want to hear all the dirt about Travis." Instant icebreaker. The global superstar wanting the high school tea on her NFL boyfriend? Absolutely priceless. Rotsky just laughed and said, "Oh, there's plenty of it," because let's be real, teenage Travis Kelce was a whole lot of energy and chaos wrapped in a football jersey. He wanted to win everything, from practice reps to pickup games. Losing? Not in his vocabulary. At Cleveland Heights, Kelce wasn't just a football star, he was an all-around athletic beast. Football, basketball, whatever it was, he went all in. That competitive streak, Rotsky says, was impossible to coach because it came built in. There are great stories about Trav, he said. From his competitiveness to those wild recruitment trips with my son, he always knew how to have fun. I'm proud of what he's done. And that same fire? It carried Travis through his toughest times, like when he lost his scholarship and got suspended in college. Rotsky stayed in touch through it all, watching that wild high school kid turn into one of the NFL's biggest names. Now, seeing him at the top of his game and planning a future with Taylor Swift, Rotsky couldn't be prouder. Football's great, he said, but this is life. I'm excited for him to be a husband and hopefully a dad someday. I pray for little Kelce's running around in the next couple years. As for Taylor, Rotsky still can't get over how genuine she was. She treated us like gold, he said again, smiling. For all her fame, she had that same kind of realness Travis has carried from Cleveland to Kansas City. Looks like the coach who once watched Kelce fight for every rep now gets to watch him win at something even bigger, love. And we can't help but awe.
I'm Taylor. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of sunshine and rainbows, because the pop girl drama just got a whole lot messier. The ongoing tension between Taylor and Charli XCX has taken a juicy new twist, and this time it involves two of Taylor's closest allies, Ed Sheeran and Cara Delevingne. Yep, both were recently spotted hanging out with Charli at a major Hollywood event, and the internet is losing its mind. Fans are now asking the big question, is Taylor's inner circle quietly switching teams? It all started when Taylor dropped her latest album, Life of a Showgirl, and one track in particular, Actually Romantic, had Swifties decoding every lyric like it was a national security matter. Lines like, I heard you call me boring Barbie when the cokes got you brave, and high-fived my ex and then you said you're glad he ghosted me, had people convinced Taylor was firing lyrical shots at Charli, who's allegedly made a few shady remarks about her over the years. Charli didn't take it lying down either. She clapped back with her own song, Sympathy is a Knife, where she basically hints that this beef has been simmering for a while. Taylor, meanwhile, has stayed classy but cheeky. In an interview with Amazon Music, she called Actually Romantic a love letter to someone who hates you, adding that all the energy people spend disliking her is actually sweet. Petty queen behavior? Possibly. Iconic? Absolutely. But things really blew up at the Academy Museum Gala, where Ed and Cara were photographed cozying up with Charli. For context, both are longtime members of Taylor's inner circle, so yeah, fans noticed. Cara even posted a pic of the trio on Instagram, and the comment section immediately turned into a Swiftie war zone. Some fans think it's harmless, just friends being friendly. Others say this is a clear case of Team Charli energy, and with Cara's history of drifting away from Taylor's squad during past feuds, remember the Blake Lively thing? It's got everyone side-eyeing the situation. As for Ed Sheeran, rumors have floated around for a while about a tiny rift between him and Taylor. Nothing dramatic, but enough to make this latest move look very interesting. So is this just celebrity coincidence or quiet rebellion within the Swifties? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing's certain, the pop feud that started with a few lyrics is now turning into a full-blown friendship shuffle. On that note, grab your champagne and your detective hats because the rumor mill is spinning out of control over Taylor and Travis's possible wedding plans. Word on the street is that the couple might be saying I do at the Breakers in Newport, Rhode Island, one of the most jaw-droppingly extravagant mansions in the country. We're talking Gilded Age glamour, Vanderbilt money, ceilings taller than your student loan debt, and chandeliers so heavy they needed steel beams to stay up. Basically the kind of place where even Cinderella would feel underdressed. Insiders claim Taylor and Travis have already picked a date, June 13th, 2026, because of course Taylor would tie the knot on her lucky number 13. But that's not all. Apparently another bride had already booked the venue for that date, and let's just say a very polite and probably very generous offer may have been made for her to reschedule. According to podcast host Fiona Shea, she was reached out to by the establishment where she's having her wedding, and they said, hey, would you be willing to actually change the date of your wedding? And while no names were officially dropped, Fiona winked at the obvious. The unnamed celebrity was allegedly Taylor Swift herself.
One of my friends is getting married at in Rhode Island on June 13th, 2026. The venue called her and said someone is willing to buy you out of your date. She said, no, I don't want to switch my date. They called her back and said they're willing to pay for her entire wedding and honeymoon to have this date. So they said yes and think it might be Taylor Swift. June 13th is the only 13th that falls on a Saturday. And it's near her house in Rhode Island. And obviously 13 is her lucky number.
Naturally, this has turned the spotlight straight onto the Breakers, a 70-room Italian Renaissance mansion built in the 1890s for railroad tycoon Cornelius Vanderbilt II. The place is so opulent, it makes Versailles look like an Airbnb. Think 50-foot ceilings, 27 fireplaces, imported art, and a music room literally shipped over from France. Oh, and that library? It's anchored by a 500-year-old fireplace from a French chateau. No big deal. The estate's estimated value today hovers around $500 million, and it's run by the Preservation Society of Newport County, who, by the way, have already denied that Taylor booked the venue. Taylor Swift is not getting married at the Breakers or any other property the society runs, a spokesperson said flatly. But let's be honest, when has a denial ever stopped the internet from sleuthing? Some fans think Taylor and Travis might be eyeing somewhere nearby, like the Ocean House Hotel, conveniently close to Taylor's own Rhode Island estate, Holiday House. Yes, the one from the last great American dynasty. That's where she's hosted her legendary 4th of July parties with her A-list crew, formerly Blake Lively, Gigi Hadid, Selena Gomez, basically the whole cast of a billion-dollar movie franchise. Now sources are saying Taylor and Travis are getting married next summer in Rhode Island, and that she's in a hurry to have children. So whether it's a Vanderbilt mansion or her own seaside cliffside haven, one thing's clear, this wedding isn't just going to be romantic, it's going to be historic. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.